Well, this wasn't in my 2023 bingo card. At the beginning of this year, I did not think that I would be spending so much time in Canada this summer. I thought I probably would just come for 2 months to visit my parents as usual. But as I told you guys in a prior video, I got pretty burnt out after basically 4 years of full-time travel, and I just need more downtime, more time to spend with friends and family, and just be in a country where I understand everybody and everybody understands me. Some of you may know that I lived in Toronto for basically 7 years before I started full-time traveling, and it is still one of my favorite cities in Canada. I have a lot of friends there, and really Toronto is the place to go if you want to make any sort of business contacts, and especially for me, kind of in the influencer space, whatever you want to call it, it is kind of the place to be. So that is the other reason of why I want to spend time in Toronto, is to see if there are some business opportunities for me here in Canada, and also just kind of have my own space. Obviously I love visiting my mom and dad, but need my own space and to have a social life. While I have some friends in Calgary, I definitely have way more friends in Toronto, so I'm very excited to be going back. This is actually one of my favorite lounges, the WestJet Lounge here in Calgary Airport. Their menu is always so good. I especially love having breakfast here. So today it looks like they have the fruit bowl, oatmeal, they have French toast, kale and mushroom Benedict, ham Benedict. I think I'm probably gonna go with this guy. By the way, for anybody wondering why I'm basically always in a lounge when I'm flying, it's because I do get it fully free now because I have upgraded to the Amex Platinum. Before, I had a different travel credit card that gave me like 6 free lounge visits a year, and it was good, but I definitely need more than that when I travel as much as I do. The Amex Platinum is basically the godfather of like travel credit cards. It gets you amazing value and amazing bonuses as long as you actually travel a lot. For those of you interested, I do have a referral link that I got when I signed up. Sadly not sponsored, but maybe in the future. If you sign up through my link, you will get 90,000 membership points, which, if you know how to travel hack, could technically get you 2 business class flights or a lot of economy flights. So I will have that in the description. It is an amazing card, and it gives you unlimited lounge access in most airports in the world. Hey guys, this is Alina coming to you in real time because when I filmed this video, this hadn't come out yet. But on September 26th, Amex is actually changing their rules, where now the fee is going up to $799 for the annual fee, which I know is a lot, but like I said, this is an amazing card. If you actually know how to utilize it, it's still worth it. So if you were thinking of getting in on it, this is the perfect time because you will still save the additional money on the annual fee, but also get all the new benefits like the $200 dining credit. I will have my referral link in the description because that does get us each an extra 10,000 points. So thank you to anybody who uses my link, and hope you love the card. How incredible does this look, guys? The food is super good here. Here is my kale and mushroom Benny. Got a fruit plate, my 3 drinks. I'm ready to go to Toronto. Well, this is a first, guys. I lost my wallet in Calgary. I'm fairly sure I took out my ID for boarding. I think I must have set it down on the seat not realized it, got up, and when I was on the plane, I noticed that it wasn't in my purse. They wouldn't let me off the plane unless I was basically going to forfeit the flight. They asked people to search all around, but you know, nothing came up. So as we were about to take off, I thankfully was able to just freeze my credit cards that were in there. And because you can't freeze your debit card online, I was actually able to chat with a person at my bank on my mobile app and get that frozen. Also, luckily, you could say, I have one credit card that is in another place in my purse, so I do have some kind of source of money until I can get to the bank and get this all sorted out.
24 hours later.
Believe it or not, there are still good, kind, and honest people in the world. It is the next day, and I'm happy to say that late last night I get an email, because I had put my little contact card in my wallet, that 2 WestJet flight attendants had found my wallet. I guess they were about to do a flight, saw something underneath the seat, where I'm pretty sure that is like what happened. The wallet just slipped under the seat when I was rearranging things in my purse. They found my wallet and they said they gave it to WestJet guest services. They gave me the number to get in contact with them, and later today my mom's gonna go to the airport, pick it up, and ship it out to me here in Toronto. So that is fantastic news, but of course I have canceled all of my cards, even if everything is still in there. I have to go to the bank here and just get everything reissued. So that is fantastic news and a great start to my time in Toronto, because I will say that while I am happy to be back, it hurts my heart a little bit, well actually a lot, hurts my wallet even more, just how much prices have gone up. So I am here in Bloor West Village, really lovely area, right near High Park, family friendly, you know, lovely neighborhood. And the place that I'm staying at, I'm not going to show it for, you know, privacy reasons, but beautiful Victorian house, like lovely hosts. I am staying in a basement apartment in a room. Like I don't have the whole bottom floor. I have a room, one of 3 in this basement, and I am paying a monthly rate, so obviously it's going to be less than if I was renting it, you know, per day. So take a guess, take a minute, comment down below what you think my rent would be for a room in a basement in Toronto. All right, are you guys ready? $1,700 for a room. Like, that is madness. I know it would be much less if it was like a long-term rental, unfurnished, but still. I remember looking on Airbnb when I came here, you know, 2 years ago. I was going to be just for a month, so I was like, okay, you know, how much would a room cost? Because an apartment, if you want your own apartment on Airbnb in a good area, easily $3,500 plus. 2 years ago, it was about $1,200, $1,300 for your own room in a good area. So basically, in the last 7 years, it has gone up $700 for a room. Like, it hurts my pocket to think about everything that I could get abroad for that kind of money, but nevertheless, like, I knew it would be like this. I am happy to be here. I'm so excited to visit all of my friends, and it is what it is. I'm just gonna put that thought out of my mind for a minute, and let me show you guys around my lovely neighborhood, Bloor West Village. It pains me that instead of going to a local coffee shop, I went to Starbucks. But this brown sugar espresso thing that they have is very good. I always say support the local businesses, but this is like crack cocaine. This is my drug. Now, another thing that I wanted to touch on in this video, because I'm sure it will come up in future videos, is about the rise in crime here in Toronto. As with any big city, of course, there is always going to be a certain level of, bad things happening. It's bound to happen when you have such a large population. In the 7 years that I lived here, to be honest, I really didn't have any issues. Like, of course, you'd always still see some people who, look a little sketchy, or, people who are just really down on their luck, or people who are outright criminals. But to be honest, it was never at a level where I felt at risk. But even just the last time that I was here in late 2021, about 2 years ago, I definitely noticed a difference. But focusing specifically on the crime here in Toronto, statistically it has gone up quite a bit. But the more disturbing part, in my opinion, is actually the percentage of that crime being random attacks.
With Toronto transit riders again shaken by violence, some are now extra careful. Circumstances surrounding a recent deadly attack coming as a shock to many as new details come to light. At a subway station on Saturday, police say 16-year-old Gabriel McGallis was sitting on a bench when a stranger approached him unprovoked, then stabbed and killed him. Court documents obtained by CBC News show the man, now charged with first-degree murder, was on probation at the time. Jordan O'Brien Tobin was found guilty last spring of assault and uttering threats. He was homeless and faced multiple criminal charges over the past 2 years. He's also wanted on a warrant in Newfoundland and Labrador. Ontario Premier Doug Ford says that can't be allowed to happen.
But enough's enough. When we arrest these criminals, they need to go to jail, and they need to go to jail for a long time.
Toronto Transit has seen a wave of violence in recent months, including swarmings and beatings. The fatal stabbing of a woman 3 months ago. Last summer, a woman died after being set on fire. Toronto police had boosted its presence on the TTC by dozens of officers. That ended 2 weeks ago. Now the TTC says it's introducing better de-escalation training for staff and more mental health support for those in crisis.
I feel like when I was living here, that was very rare. Usually there was, some kind of altercation between the two people that were involved. But now there have been so many cases that are absolutely horrific, and sadly usually dealing with the TTC, the Public Transit Commission here in Toronto. So that for me is very scary, because I really rely on the TTC, especially living here in the West End. I basically have to take the TTC to get downtown unless I want to walk for 2 hours. So I'm actually at the corner here of High Park Station, and I am going to be going downtown. So let's go take a look at what it's like. Well, that was fine. Obviously, just one ride on the TTC doesn't give an accurate picture. I will keep you guys updated though, because as I said, that will be my main mode of transportation as long as I'm on the west side. But I will actually be doing something a little bit differently than I've ever done before, just for precautionary measures, which is to carry a certain substance, you know, that is a good deterrent if anybody crazy comes at you. But yeah, you know, ever since my Colombia incident, it definitely has changed me to just be a bit more on guard and to always have something on hand that I can defend myself with. Obviously, the crime rate here in Toronto is significantly less than Medellin or Bogota, but you just never know. Like, you could be in one of the safest places in the world and still end up having something bad happen, so it is just good to be prepared. I am so glad this place is still open. Solicious. I used to come here all the time because I kind of lived in the area, and definitely one of my favorite things to get is their bibimbap. You get some kimchi, some bean sprouts, and yeah, really nice place, reasonably priced. Would recommend. And here we are, friends, right in the heart of it all, Nathan Phillips Square, Toronto City Hall. It has been a journey the last couple of days, I will say. I'm very grateful that my wallet situation turned out as well as it did. I already got a bank card. I was able to get it just directly at my bank, and it's probably going to be a couple of weeks until I get my credit cards. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier in the video, but how long I'll be staying here is about 2.5 months. I know for some people that will seem like quite a long time, but for me it really isn't. But as stated earlier, I don't particularly want to pay Toronto prices for that long, so 2.5 months will be good. In between that, I will actually be going to another part of Canada that I'm super excited about. Comment down below if you can guess where it is, and let me know in the comments as well if you guys have ever lost your wallet how and where, and were there good Samaritans? Did you get it back? As always, I'm sending you guys so much love. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and keep being your own kind of beautiful. Bye guys.